last week, there's construction works going on near our apartment, so trying to find time where there's both good light and no noise is quite difficult. Today's not the ideal to film because I don't think the light is all that great, but it is quite quiet and I need to get this filmed because I need to use the stuff inside this notebook. So what am I talking about today? Today I'm going to talk about how I'm getting on with my everyday carry, which is this traveller's notebook passport size. I finally remembered what the size was called. Basically, I went on a day out with my husband on Saturday and we went bird watching and we also did a bit of shopping. We actually went to the Traveller's Notebook Nakameguro store and also the Starbucks Reserve in, I think it's just a bit above Nakameguro. I think it's still Nakameguro. Well, anyway, they're quite close to each other, so we went to both in the evening and it was really lovely. My husband's not really into stationery, so I did feel a bit guilty, but he was happy to come along, and he loves coffee, so he could try a nice coffee at Starbucks Reserve. So I'll just go through how I used my traveller's notebook throughout the day and also did it work well, basically. And then at the end I'll just go through quickly what I purchased from Traveller's Notebook as well. So that'll be a kind of extra on the end if you want to watch that. So basically, as you can see, I've got a card in the front. I could have put this inside, but I thought it looked quite cute. On the front. This was the coffee that my husband had. I don't really know what I drink. As long as it's got something sweet and something milky, I'm quite happy. I really love a milky coffee. I'm not a connoisseur by any means, but my husband drinks it black, or he'll have a latte and stuff, but he prefers like to taste the actual coffee itself, unlike me. So yeah, this is the coffee he chose and I thought it was quite cute. So I might put this somewhere. I don't know if I'll have room in my daily Hobonichi cousin, but maybe if I create a journal. I used to have a special days journal before I started daily journaling, and now that I'm daily journaling, most stuff essentially gets put in the daily journal, but there's times where I have extra ephemera and more photos that I couldn't fit on the page because it's only a page a day. I was thinking of bringing back the special days journal, but I'm not sure what journal to actually use because I do have a Archer and Olive, I think it's called. Yeah, I have an Archer and Olive one that I bought a while ago for that purpose, but I'm just not liking using it. I feel like it's kind of overwhelming to look at the big thick book full of all these pages. And also recently I saw a post on Reddit talking about how Archer and Olive maybe were using AI art. There was a cat image on one of their latest products and it looked like the foot was upside down and then the books were like cut in half or something. It looked really odd. So that was a shame. So I kind of want to move away from Archer and Olive, and I've never really used their items. This was the first one I bought. So I may choose to put my special days journal in maybe a traveller's notebook refill. TBC, but I will talk a little bit about that in a minute when I show you my purchases. So I got this and I just tucked it in here under the band and it worked really well. I also have, as you can see, a pamphlet. I have cut it a little bit, but this is the place we went to. It's the Institute for Nature Study or something. It's a bird watching site in Tokyo near Meguro, and it's just full of trees and it was a really beautiful place. Lots of parents and children walking around. We didn't see many birds. We did see a grey heron at one point, which was lovely, and some, what are they called? Cinereus tits, I think they're called in English. And obviously lots of different trees, and just that was lovely just to do, what is it, Shinnin-yoku? Forest bathing. Yeah, it was a really nice day. So we went here first. So I just got this brochure. And as I said, I cut off the title or the name of the place here so that I could use it in my daily journal. But the map and other pictures and images, this is the kind of thing that would go in a special days journal. So I am keeping all my ephemera that doesn't fit in my daily journal. I'm keeping it in some Muji folders, and hopefully I will get to use them at some point. So yeah, so that's that. So if I fold it, it goes in. It's not, obviously it's not ideal, but you kind of have to make a trade-off between a portable size and big enough to fit larger ephemera. I can always keep it outside if necessary. So last time I said I was thinking of adding some other notebooks to this passport, and I have done that. So I've got this really cute little Life Noble notebook. I think it's A7 size. It's so cute. I haven't used it yet, but this is just like a general notebook for anything I want to note down while I'm on the go. And I think it will be quite useful in here. I've just got it on one of the front strings that's quite small. This plastic folder was really useful. So you can see on the back, I've got a couple of stickers here from plastic bags that I stuck on here, and they can be peeled off easily. And then also inside the pocket, I've got a bunch of ephemera that fit inside. So let's have a look. I've got a business card from Starbucks. I've got a label from my husband's beer. This was the restaurant that we went to. It was actually quite nice, Indonesian restaurant in Meguro. And this Bintang, I believe, is a Indonesian beer. And then here's our tickets for the, oh yeah, Institute for Nature Study. I kept our tickets, and I also kept our tickets. We actually went to the wrong garden. There's two entrances to the park area, and we actually went into the art museum area. So we did walk around here for a bit, and that was lovely too. We had our lunch in the garden. We just got some sandwiches from this bakery. But yeah, we weren't meaning to go there. We actually meant to go to this institute next door. So yeah, we have two sets of tickets. So that worked out really well. Just the perfect size for little paper tickets and business cards. So I've got that. And then this green insert is the squared insert. Yes, this I'm using for bird watching. So all the birds that we saw, as I say, we didn't see many. We saw more birds in the art museum garden than we did in the actual Institute of Nature Study. But anyway, it was lovely, and we got a couple of pictures. So if I have any footage, I'll show that here. But yeah, this worked really well. I was really happy with this. And then the final insert is not actually the band. It's just kind of tucked in because I have to take it out. I can't stamp it on here because it's got this lump from the band. And this was used for stamping. And I had a few goes so that I could get the best one. We went to Meguro Station. That was upside down, but this one came out quite well. And then these two. And we also got a stamp at the Institute for Nature Study, and they change them every month, which is lovely. So this one is the May one, a kingfisher. So we had a few goes. That was my husband's go. And then I stamped these as well. This was a little thing for kids. There was a pamphlet for kids with a bunch of different things you had to do while you were in the gardens, in the forest. And then once you've completed all of them, you got this stamp. But I just stamped anyway. I was like, I'll stamp it and then check later. So, and then these were the ones I got at Traveller's Factory in Nakameguro. I had a fun time stamping a bunch. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these, whether I'll use them as decoration. This one's so cute. Had to get the Love and Trip one. It's really cute. I might put this in my Love and Trip cover. And then I got one from Nakameguro. just to show. I put this in my daily journal, I think. So that's that. So it's working well. I mean, it takes up a lot of pages, but I can't stamp on the back because it doesn't bleed through, but it's nice to have it on the fresh page. So this will not last me that long, but these are quite cheap and I can buy a pack of 3. So yeah, so I was really happy with how this was. I don't think I want to make any changes to it at the moment. The only thing I can think of is, as I said, I'm not a big fan of this pen. It's really cute, but it's not a biro style pen. Is that a Britishism? I think that might be a Britishism. You know what I mean, a ball pen. It's not a ball pen, it's a ink pen. So I think that's what it's called. So yeah, it comes out. A lot of people love these pens, but I'm not a huge fan. I'd rather a ball pen. So I might either see if I can replace the nib, or because I do have some spare ball pen nibs that I use in my Jetstream, I think it's called. Yeah, Jetstream. So maybe I'll try and fit a Jetstream nib in here, and if it doesn't work, then I'll try and get another pen. It's a shame though, because it is just the perfect size just to hook on there. Anyway, so that's that. So as I said, I'm really happy with how this is working, and I'm really pleased that I get to use this passport size once again. And as I mentioned before, I wanted to end this video. It's only a short one today. I will get to my cousin daily pages as soon as possible. I want to wait for a day when I've got more time to film it unbroken without the worry of workers coming and making a noise. So the first thing I got was this I've forgotten what it's called, hang on. Spiral ring note. So essentially it's a folder. Well, it's a spiral notebook. So I got this because I wanted to stick ephemera in it. I had one from Traveller's Notebook that's, you know, the one that's made with cardstock, is it? It's like a brown cover and it has the plastic windows inside, and I was using that. So I took it when I went to the UK to store all the ephemera that I collected, and it worked well, but I think watching another creator's channel recently, they were discussing how they used to use the clear plastic window etc system before, but they changed over to this one, and I thought it looked a lot more roomy, and they were saying that they preferred this, so I decided to get one myself. This is not the normal cardstock one, it's actually the Pan Am one. I thought it was quite cute, so I got that, and hopefully when I go on trips I can use this. The only thing is the version that the other creator showed had a plastic cover. The packaging actually wrapped around like a cover, so I think that would protect it. Whereas this one is it just comes in a plastic bag like this. So maybe I will try and find some kind of cover for it, but if not, I can just put it in a little pouch or something. It should be okay. So there's that, and then I also got some items from the Mizushima collaboration. So these scrapbook inserts, I believe they're sold out online now. But you can find them in some of the stores. And what I was thinking, as I mentioned earlier, I wanted to move away. See, all the papers are different. I just thought that was really cool. I really like the Mizushima papers. Since I'm probably going to move away from Archer and Olive, I thought maybe I could use these scrapbooks to use as my special days journal. So I could have maybe one for every 3 months. I'm not sure if it will fit. Maybe every 2 months. We'll see how it goes. But it means that I can start multiple refills at the same time. I don't have to say, you know, with my current Archer and Olive one, I've got the beginning of 2024, 2025 I've started. So January 2025, and I can't really move on until I've done that because I need to know how many pages I need. I could limit the amount of pages, but the whole point of this special days book was to use as many pages as I needed, as opposed to being limited like the cousin. So maybe a refill system where I can start multiple ones would be better, but I don't know again if that will work out. We'll see. But anyway, for the time being I've got them, and I've got another one that I bought online. These are limited, so I could only get 2, but then I've got 1 online, so I've got 3 in total, which should be fine for the time being. And maybe I won't get on with all the different coloured paper. Maybe I will prefer having a plain refill, but we'll see. And then the final thing I purchased was these little, well, it says memo pad. It's actually just single papers. These are quite nice to add a bit of decoration to my cousin pages, but I could also use them in the traveller's notebook as well. I have quite a few. I think I have these in a larger size. I think they're about double the size. And I also have a few of their calendars or daily memos. They have where you can put the date and then put like to-dos and stuff. I've got a few of those, but this I hadn't got before, so I thought I would try it out. They've got some really cool patterns. And then after that, as I said, I went to the Starbucks Reserve and I got some really beautiful things there as well. I got this insert, the one for Nakameguro. I just love this foiling. It's a kind of rose gold foiling, or is it gold? Yeah, I think it's rose gold. It's just a plain refill with kind of creamy paper. So I don't know if I'll actually use this. I'm one of those people that tends to hoard stuff that's very pretty, so... Sorry, I had to pause for a car alarm. So I just realised that inside this insert there's actually a map of Nakameguro in the front, which is really cool. Look at that. So we walked from Meguro all the way up along the river, and then we went to Traveller's Factory. We popped in a supermarket here, and then we walked up all the way up here to Starbucks Reserve Roastery. I also got some stickers. Mostly coffee themed. I'm wondering which one would work in my daily journal. Maybe this one. This is really cute. But they're all cute, so I decided, and this is so pretty, I decided to get these. I also got this charm. I saw a creator with this charm on their traveller's passport size alongside a rose gold pen, and it looked really, really pretty. So that's why I decided to get this one. I won't take it off the card for now, so I keep it safe. I took the plastic off so you could see it a little better. I got this cute washi tape. There we go. That's the full length. And finally I got a brass clip because I already have a couple of the standard one and I wanted a different design, but I'm not that bothered about the plain one, so I thought maybe this one would be better to get. These clips are so useful I don't just use them for journaling, I also use them when I'm reading, because I can clip bits of paper to my book for making notes, or I can keep the pages open. For instance, if I'm reading a book with a lot of footnotes, I can just clip at the back to keep the page where the footnotes are. Yeah, it can come in handy, and I really like this one. So that's everything. As I said, I had a lovely day. I really enjoyed using the traveller's notebook passport size. The only thing, as I said, that's not quite working for me is the pen, but hopefully I can sort that out soon. And thank you so much again for watching today. Bye!